Welcome, sweet friends. It's Ashley Clarke with Earthkeeper Yoga, and I am here in my home studio in Birmingham, Alabama, and I welcome you to a gentle yoga class. For today's class, I invite you to have a couple of blocks, as well as your trusty blanket or beach towel, small, somewhat firm pillow, whatever you have available, to go ahead and grab those things and bring them to the mat. Before we get started, I do want to remind you that if you have any interest in knowing more about me, you can find that out at earthkeeperyoga.com. And then I have some really great things that are going on through the UAB Employee Assistance and Counseling Center, including a joint freeing chair yoga offering called Shamrocks and Salutations that we'll be doing in the middle of March. So you can find out more information about that by going to the Employee Assistance and Counseling Center's website. All the info and the registration link are there for you. All right, grab what you need and I'll meet you right here on the mat. We're going to go ahead and lie down on our backs. And let the legs extend long. And give yourself the awareness here of just letting this mat completely take all of your weight. Let the toes kind of fall out to either side. Arms can just rest gently by the side. And give yourself a nice big deep inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. Just giving yourself a moment here to settle in. Notice any tension or stress you might be holding in the shoulders or in the face, in the neck, and the heart. Allowing yourself just to start to tune into the sound of your breath moving in and out of your body. You can let the breath deepen or keep it just as it is, just noticing and tuning into the sound of that breath. Noticing the rise and the fall of the belly and the heart. Give yourself one more breath right here. Take an inhale, reach those arms up over your head, and then use the exhale to let the shoulders settle down onto your mat. There's going to be a big opening right there through the heart. Let's start to walk those feet over to the right. And then if it feels okay to cross ankles, go ahead. You don't have to. But then take an inhale, lift the upper body, slowly start to tilt those shoulders over to the right just a little bit. Use the exhale to lower back down. Sending that breath and awareness into that left side body. Keep your mind on the breath and that opening through the left side. Give it one more round of breath. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift your upper body. Bring it back to stillness in the center. Lowered back down. Release fully into the mat. And then uncross your feet if they're crossed. Walk them all the way through center and find your spot over to the left. Just crossing the ankles if it feels okay in the low back. Take an inhale, lift the upper body. And then exhale slowly over to the left. Lowering down, reaching through that right side. Breathing in and out. And softening where you can. Take an inhale. Exhale, lift up and come back to center with the upper body. Uncross those legs, they're long down the mat. And then start to reach your hands towards your belly button as you reach your knees up towards your belly button so the two can meet. Hands come right below the kneecaps. Circle those ankles, point and flex the feet. So we're going to move from this position over into table. So two options. You can rock and roll up the length of the spine or just roll over to one side, press your hand into the floor and make your way there. And once you come into this table, we're actually going to lower down onto the forearms. So we're on elbows, palms are spread nice and wide, fingers nice and wide, and the booty is up in the air. Slowly start to send the booty back towards the heels. Find that stretch through the upper shoulders. Release the head down towards your mat. And give it one more breath. Inhale, press in, reset those wrists under your shoulders. And then you're going to send the hips back into child's. Let the head come back down towards the mat and then bend those elbows. See if you can find prayer hands right at the nape of your neck in the back. Big deep breath into the upper back body. Slowly lowering those hands, moving through your table. We're going to go ahead and curl toes and lift hips and find a down dog. So just breathing in and out here. Seeing what's there. Letting there be just a little bit of movement through the low back body, pedaling out the feet. But keeping the head soft, so letting the head hang heavy. And give it 2 more breaths. We're going to begin by walking to the center of our mats. We'll meet there in a forward fold. And then just give yourself just a breath here, down low. Let's take an inhale halfway, find that long spine. And exhale to release down towards your mat. Long exhale there. Inhale down low. And exhale, slow rise. We're going to rise up and we'll just meet in this mountain. Check all the things from the connection of the feet to the floor. Crown reaching towards the sky. Give it one more breath. Take an inhale, reach the arms and the gaze up. And then exhale, go ahead and bend the knees. Let those palms come rest right on top of your kneecaps. Find that length through the spine, so really send the crown of the head away. Notice the curl in the low back. We'll take an inhale and open it up. So crown and tailbone go back. And then exhale, go ahead and let it round in. Continuing to move. And in addition to sending the crown and the tailbone back when you open up and then when you close, get those shoulders involved. So really let the shoulder blades come together when you open up on the inhale and then round them in on the exhale. And give it 2 more. And at the end of that second exhale, let those hands come right above the knees. Take a breath here. And then exhale, slowly start to let yourself roll up. And as you come to stand, roll those shoulders all the way up to your ears and then roll them down your back. Find a mountain pose, one breath. And then when you're ready, you can turn towards the long edge of the mat. And you're going to let those feet come. They're not going to be much wider than your hips. So find the largest part of your hips and have the outside edges of your feet even with those. And then we're going to bring the arms into a T. So before we move anywhere else, I want you to think about your knees. Make sure that there's a little bit of softness to them. You're going to keep the hips stable, so tuck that tailbone in just a little bit. And then we're going to take an inhale and reach the right fingertips over to the right. So the shoulders move, but the hips stay square over your feet. Hold it here, one more breath. There's a stretch through the inside of that right shoulder. Take an inhale. And then exhale, come all the way through center, tilt over to the left. Keep those hips square over the feet. You're just reaching with the upper body. Inhale, send it back over to the right. Tuck that tailbone in. Make sure there's softness in the knees, and then reach this right hand down your thigh, down the right thigh. Turn the left palm up, take an inhale, and start to reach those left fingertips over to the right. Keeping the hips square over the feet to protect the low back. Inhale back to your T. Fresh breath over to the left. And then that left palm comes down to the left hip. Inhale, this right hand reaches over to the left. So that tailbone tucked in protects all of that strain on the low back. It engages your core, your low back muscles. Inhale, coming back to that T, shoulders over hips. And then inhale the arms up over your head. As you exhale and bring the palms down in front of your heart, let those elbows come to touch. Soften those knees. Take an inhale, reach the arms up, and you're keeping your gaze on your thumbs. So keep that tailbone tucked in. Give it one more breath. Inhale here. And exhale, find your forward fold. So your legs are a little bit wider. You can shimmy side to side here. And sway side to side, whatever feels good. Let the head hang heavy. Give it one more breath. Coming back into stillness, finding a little softness through those knees. We're going to take an inhale halfway, find that long spine. And exhale to release back down towards your mat. Inhale here. Exhale, slow rise back into that wide-legged mountain. Reach through the crown of the head. Press the feet into the floor. One breath. We're going to let the feet start to come wider, so nice and wide with the legs. And then we'll reach those arms up over the head once again. As the palms come down near the heart, let those elbows come together again. So you're squeezing those shoulder blades apart. So it's not really a squeeze. You're opening behind your back and the shoulder blades. Take an inhale, lift the thumbs, keeping the gaze on those thumbs as the elbows lift towards the sky. Take an inhale here. And exhale, find a wide leg forward fold. So go ahead and give yourself those ninja lunges side to side. See if you can connect it to breath. Using the exhales just to sink a little bit deeper from side to side. Last two. So from here, you're going to start to walk your hands towards your left foot. Spin on the heel of the left foot, let it go up towards the top of the mat. You should be set up for warrior two. Knee is right under that, or right over the ankle rather. Take an inhale and then we'll windmill up. Find warrior two, finding that T, shoulders are over hips. Settle in. We'll bring that left elbow down to the left knee, staying strong right there through that left elbow, and then reach those right fingertips over to the left. Roll that right shoulder up to the ear and then open it up so the heart opens here. Last breath. Take an inhale, bring it back to warrior two. Inhale, lift the arms up over your head. Turn those palms away, let them come to reach behind your back. You could use a strap here if you need to. Pressing those fists down towards the floor, shoulders open. And then you're slowly going to start to tilt your shoulders towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale, and then exhale, find your humble warrior. Body dips down inside of that left thigh. Arms lift if it feels okay in your body. Sink into that left knee just a little bit deeper. One more breath. Let the hands come down towards your hips. Release towards the floor. Go ahead and spin on that left heel. You're back towards the long edge of your mat. And give yourself one more breath right here in your forward fold. We'll start to walk those fingertips over towards the right, spinning on the right heel. So you should be able to set up for your warrior two here. Take an inhale and we'll windmill all the way back up and find warrior two. Just giving yourself a couple of breaths to settle in. Right elbow down to that right knee, staying strong there. And then inhale to reach that left arm over to the right. Think about shoulder in line with that left hip. Sink that right leg down. Beautiful. Inhale, finding warrior two. And then we'll reach those arms up towards the sky. Turn those palms away. Reach, reach, reach. Finding that clasping of hands at the low back. Heart opens. Slowly starting to tilt the shoulders towards the top of your mat. Take an inhale. And then exhale to fold inside of that right leg. Humble warrior. Release the hands down towards your hips and then down towards the floor. Start to walk yourself towards the long edge of your mat. Once again, give yourself that breath. Bend those knees, take an inhale, and then exhale, slow rise. Coming into a wide-legged mountain, just checking in with yourself. Pressing the feet into the floor, rippling through the crown. One breath right here. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And then exhale those palms down in front of your heart. Shimmy your feet together. And we'll come so we're facing the top of our mat, but we're in the center. All right, here we go. Inhale, lift it up. And then exhale to find your forward fold. Walk hands forward, feet back, and find your down dog. And give yourself 4 or 5 breaths right here. And stay with your breath. Bend those knees, take an inhale and ripple into your plank. And then exhale, go ahead and lower all the way to your mat. And from here, what you're gonna do is keep this, or you're gonna put, here I'll do the right side first. So slide your right elbow under your right shoulder. And then your left palm is right under your left shoulder. And you're just gonna roll onto your side and bend your knees. So I'll show you this way too. This is all I'm doing. All right, so once you get there, you're on your side. We're gonna press into that right shoulder and try to lift just to where we're knees. So we're in a kneeling side elbow plank. And then see if you can lift this left arm up over your head. Notice if you're clenching your teeth. Slowly lower your hips. Let that left elbow come down to the mat and roll on your belly through center to then lift the knees over to the other side. Be careful with your back. So right hand is even with the shoulder, even though your shoulder's up, and then your left elbow is under your left shoulder. So when you're ready, press into that left elbow and lift the hips. If you want more, inhale and then lift this right arm up over your head. Slow down. Let your right hand come to the mat. Use your left palm under your left shoulder and make your way into table and then into a child's. Shimmy those hips side to side. Get any kind of release you need in the low back. And then take an inhale to meet me in your table. Once you get to your table, you can exhale into your down dog. Take an inhale, lift this left leg up towards the sky. You can lift it as high as you like and bend that knee to open the hip. Stretch through the quad, circle the ankle a bit more. You've got 2 more breaths. And straighten the leg, take an inhale, and then bring knee to nose, step that left foot through. Stay on the ball of your right foot. And take an inhale to reach up, and you're going to come into your crescent. Give yourself a moment just to find the connection, the stability there. And then bring your hands above you into prayer, and as they come down in front of your heart, find those elbows together once again. Take an inhale and then lift the elbows up. Gaze towards those thumbs. Try to stay stable if you can. Lower that right knee if you need to. Lower the elbows, keep the hands at the heart in prayer. Energy into the ball of the right foot. We're coming to the top of the mat. Give yourself a breath. Bring those arms into a T. And then you're going to wrap the right arm underneath the left, coming into just eagle arms. Soften through the knees just a little bit. And take an inhale. And then exhale, start to bend the knees as if you were going into chair and tilt those elbows in towards your belly button. Inhale here. Exhale, start to rise up. Remember the low back, so keep that tailbone tucked in. And see if you can lift these elbows up just a bit. Gaze towards those wrists. Lower those eagle arms. Send them back into a T. Inhale to rise. And exhale to forward fold. And step your feet back. Find your down dog. And give yourself a breath. Take an inhale, lift this right leg, bend the knee, open the hip, circle the ankle. And one more breath. Straighten the leg. Inhale, knee to nose. Step that right foot through. Ball of the left foot. And then we'll ripple up, finding that crescent. And as always, kneeling crescent if you need it. Bring those palms together over your head. Slowly pull them down in front of your heart until your elbows touch. Inhale, lift the arms. Gaze goes towards the thumbs. Using this as a balance pose. Hands come down in front of the heart, elbows go wide. Energy into the ball of the left foot. Here we go, top of the mat. Mountain, give yourself a breath. Reaching those arms into a T. This time the left elbow goes underneath the right. Palms come together. Inhale, and then start to bend those knees as the elbows come down towards your belly button. Back round, shoulder blades come apart. Inhale. And then exhale, slow rise. Finding your edge as you lift the elbows, keeping the knees soft, tailbone tucks in. Bring those hands back even with your heart and then reach them into a big T. Inhale to rise and exhale to forward fold. Stepping it back, finding your down dog. All right, inhaling into your plank or kneeling plank, and then exhale to lower all the way down. Let that elbow come under the left shoulder, roll onto your left side so that you can bring those knees up towards your belly button. And then we're going to do that same thing again. So just using the knees and the shoulder as our weight holders, our post points. So here we go. Inhale, press into both, lift up. If this right leg wants to extend, great. If you want to do full side plank or full elbow side plank, go ahead. Lower with control. Try not to flop down. And then safely move through your center so that we can make our way to the other side, being mindful of the low back. Elbow right under shoulder. Here we go. Nice big inhale. Lift it up. And then you can extend that top leg if you want just a little bit deeper, or go into a full side plank. Whatever you're feeling today. Slowly lower down with control. Roll your body back onto your belly, palms come under shoulders, and then we'll take that brief child's pose, releasing where you can. Breath in the upper back body. Notice all the space that is there for your breath. We'll take that inhale to move through table, and then an exhale to move into down dog. And give it one more breath. We'll take an inhale, lift this left leg up towards the sky, and then bring knee to nose. We're going to step it through. We're going to bring that right foot down for warrior one. Bend in that left knee. Take an inhale and rise up. So letting those shoulder blades come closer together here. Hips are open as well. Bending into that left knee. This time we're going to move through and practice eagle legs. So in just a moment, we're going to bounce on this right foot and bring it over and try to sink into the legs. We'll just bring the hands to the heart. So here we go. Hands come to heart, bouncing on that right foot. We'll come up. See if you can keep your balance to wrap that right leg around and then sink down into that left knee. Long spine. One more breath. Take an inhale. We're going to rise up with control through that left foot. Lift this right knee up towards the sky and then lower it down. Center the body, center the breath. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And then exhale to find your forward fold. Stepping your feet back, moving into your down dog. We'll take an inhale, lift that right leg up towards the sky. And then bring knee to nose, step that right foot through. Left foot plants for warrior one. Knee is over ankle. Take your inhale, rising up. And then settling in here. Noticing all of the places within your body that feel open. We'll bring those hands in front of the heart, bouncing on the energy of that left foot. Here we go. Balance, crossing at the knees, and then sitting it back for eagle legs. Reach through the crown of your head, releasing anything in the upper back and in the neck. Slowly starting to push into that right foot, straightening through the right leg, lifting the left knee, and then lowering it to the ground, centering here for just a breath. Inhale, arms and gaze rise. And then exhale to find your forward fold. Go ahead and step back into down dog, but we'll immediately go into that plank and then lower all the way down to the mat. Roll to that opposite side. So I'm just going to keep it here for myself, but if you want to build this up at any time, go ahead. Rolling onto that left side, bending the knees, strong from elbow to shoulder, and then pressing in to lift up. Knees and the elbow are holding the weight. Decide what you want to do with that upper leg. Maybe the upper arm reaches over the head as well. Don't clench those teeth if you can help it. One more breath. Slowly lower with control. Moving to your other side in a way that serves your body. And then when you're ready, inhaling to lift up, pressing in where you can, and deciding what you want to add here, if anything. Give it one more breath. Lower with control, and we're going to come onto the belly just to press the hands into the mat, and we'll find that child's pose. Release what you can. Slowly moving into our table and into our down dog. Take an inhale, lift this left leg, and then bring knee to nose to step it through. We're going to see how much of this we can combine all together. So you're going to rise up in, I'm telling you before we do it, we're going to rise up from this crescent legs into the full posture, and then immediately see if we can make our way into the full expression of eagle. If you need to do one or the other, then you know which way to go. All right, here we go. Nice big inhale, rise up. Energy in the ball of the right foot. Coming into eagle arms and eagle legs. So the left hand is under the right. Hold it one more breath. Coming out with control, so coming into that center mountain pose with hands at the heart. Center the body, center the breath. Go ahead and step the left leg long into a crescent and just come down into that low lunge. We'll move from here into the same thing on this side. So taking an inhale to rise up. Energy into the ball of that left foot. And then making your way into eagle. In whatever way serves you today. Thinking about reaching the crown of the head up towards the sky. Starting to come out with control and centering your body and your breath right here in the center. Releasing the arms, maybe spreading the feet just a little bit wider and giving yourself some coat hanger arms, Tai Chi twist. Just getting anything out that might have shown up as we've moved through all of these binding and constricting poses. Give yourself one more breath and then begin to make your way back into that stillness at the top of your mat. We'll bring the hands to the heart. Take an inhale, let the arms and the gaze lift. And then exhale to move into your forward fold. From here, go ahead and step your feet back. And then lower your knees to the mat. So I have my blocks. If you don't, you're going to do just what we did at the beginning, which was to let the elbows come to the mat and then put your hands behind your head. If you have blocks, you can come down onto your belly or onto your knees, not belly, knees, and then bring your arms, your upper arms to the blocks. And slowly let the upper body sink down just like you would into child's. Palms are together up towards the sky. Just getting a little bit deeper through the shoulders as the thumbs touch at the nape of the neck. And last breath. And coming out in any non-graceful way, because there's no way to come out of that gracefully, really. You can move the blocks out of the way. And we're going to come to a seat with the legs extended long in front of us. So once you get into this seat and you've got some length from the tailbone up to the crown of the head, bend this left knee, let the left sole of the foot come to the mat, but give yourself that space so the left knee is not all up in your grill. And then we're going to do something that I normally don't offer, but we're going to see what happens. So we're going to try to do a half bind. So we're going to take the left elbow inside of the left thigh and then reach forward, see if we can bend that elbow to let that left hand bend back towards our hip. And then circle big with this right hand, reach it behind your back, and see if you can clasp the hands together right here in a bind. We're going to do the other side in just a moment. Inhale. Release what you can. Keep that left knee bent. So we're going to send the arms up over the head and then inhale to turn the upper body over towards the left. And then let that right hand come down inside of that left knee. Let the left hand come down to your mat. You can give yourself this twist. See if you can flex that right foot. Stay long through the upper body. And last breath. Take an inhale, and then use the exhale to come out of your twist. And change legs, so now the right sole of the foot is on the mat, right knee up towards the sky. Having that length through the spine is everything. We're going to twist to the left just enough for that right shoulder to come inside of the right knee. And then you start to sink forward over to the side just a little bit to wrap this right elbow around the knee. Left arm circles nice and big, and maybe fingertips touch, maybe they don't. Flexing through the left foot. Slowly releasing here, finding that length through the spine. And then we'll slowly start to tilt the heart and the chest over to the right just a little bit. Take an inhale. And then let that left hand come inside, or the outside of the right knee in whatever way serves your body. Right hand comes to the mat behind you. Keep the length through the spine. Flex through that left foot. Inhale. Exhale to come out of that. You can extend that right leg long. And then go ahead and just let yourself come down onto your back once again. It may feel really nice to bring those knees up into your chest. Just let the whole back relax against your mat. Notice the position of your head here, so don't let the chin kind of be lifted. Let the chin be parallel. And give yourself one more breath right here. From here, we're going to move into happy baby. So peace fingers around big toes, knees to the outside of the ribs, soles of the feet up towards the sky. Just deepening that stretch to the inside of the legs. One more breath. Releasing peace fingers and then letting those soles of the feet come back to the mat, knees up towards the sky. You can give yourself just a couple of rounds of windshield wipers here. And while you're doing this, just tune in. What is your body asking for that I didn't offer? And give yourself another couple of rounds of windshield wipers and then move into whatever I didn't offer that would serve you here today. This may be the day that legs up the wall could feel really nice. And if you don't have a wall readily available, but there's a couch or a chair nearby, just swing the legs up into the chair or onto the couch. Just keep the knees directly over the hips and then let everything relax. It's a great restorative stretch or restorative posture for your psoas, actually. Slowly finding yourself in whatever stillness and shavasana will look like for you today. And giving yourself an inhale through the nose, sigh it out through the mouth. And rest. You can slowly start to bring some awareness back into this space. And wiggle your fingers and your toes. Circle your wrists and your ankles. And reach your arms up over your head. Point your toes, reach your fingertips. Give yourself a full body stretch. And then allow yourself just another moment to roll on to your favorite side, feeling the support of the mat beneath you. And when you're ready, you can slowly start to bring yourself back up to a comfortable seat. We'll meet there together with hands at our hearts. So our quote today is from Emily Dickinson. She wrote, "Hope is the thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tunes without the words and never stops at all." May you have hope. May you know kindness, and may you be kind. Until we meet together again, gratitude for practicing with me today. Namaste.